Today, I want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes I find men, including myself, make in their relationships. Men often try to love harder, do more, in order to feel like they are deserving of love. And we as men make this mistake so much because we as men have learned through our lives, through our upbringing, through culture, that the more we do, the more we achieve, the more we produce, the more love we will experience. And unfortunately, that only works in your life as a man, as an athlete, as a high performer, until it doesn't. Because eventually, those habits of powering through and trying to give more ultimately leads to your demise, your burnout, and your deep dissatisfaction. I talk to men every day that are feeling this exact way, feeling stuck, feeling at a plateau, feeling like they're giving everything, but they're not getting anything in return. Modern women feel the same way in many different ways. But what I've come to realize about men is that we are the leaders of this world, of our relationships, of our businesses. If we do not embrace the leadership of who we are, we will constantly feel the stress, burnout, and frustration and resentment that you're feeling right now. Today, I'm going to break down the two types of love and the kind of love you need to be focused on if you actually want to have the level of fulfillment, connection, and depth in your relationships that you're looking for. If you want to find fulfillment and purpose in all arenas outside of just the bedroom, if you want to find it in the boardroom, follow this same strategy when it comes to love. This principle applies to every area of life. The first type of love that we're most common to embody is Phileo love. You see, the Greeks had many terms for what love is. There's many different flavors of love. Phileo love is the most common. It's the most common amongst lay people, amongst the 99% of the population. Most people adopt Phileo love, which is a transactional, reciprocal love. It's what we think of when many of us think on conditional love. I'll give this if I can get something. And in business and in sports, that's kind of how life should work. That's how many of us as men are trained to think, right? So love becomes a scoreboard. You start keeping score as to whether you've done this amount of things or your partner's done that. Have they reciprocated? Do you feel like you're being met in your relationship? Do you feel like you're being appreciated? These are all common things that we as men are looking for or listening for, waiting to get our needs met, right? Even sex in and of itself can feel like something that we demand or need. It's like a sexual need that we have as men. And I'm going to invite you today just to take a moment to pick up this idea of Phileo love, this transactional love, this love that is reciprocal in nature, that can be very beautiful. But I want you to take a moment and just set this idea over to the side for a moment, because I'm going to try and open your mind to another way of thinking, another way of operating, and another way of just maybe getting the kind of love and satisfaction that you ultimately want. But it's not going to come from loving harder or thinking in this transactional manner. It's not going to come from thinking the way that you've always thought about love. Because true love is not transactional. True love that we're going to talk about today is agape love. Agape love is the type of love that flows through you, out of you, and into others. It's a chosen decision that you make, that I believe any man can make this decision in any moment, under any circumstances. This is what makes us men, in my opinion, is the responsibility, not the burden, but the responsibility and the privilege that we have to step up and man up into agape love. Agape love is where I am self-sacrificial. I am giving of all of my needs, preferences, desires. I'm giving my life up for something greater, not in my own self-interest, not so that I can receive something in return, but simply to give. The act of giving is in fact how we get. Not in order to receive something, but try this on for a second. I want you to think about the last time you gave something willfully. You gave someone something where they could never repay you. They could never give you anything back. Maybe you gave a homeless person $5 or you bought the person behind you coffee. If you haven't done that in a while, I invite you to do that this week, today, the next 24 hours. Because what comes through that kind of love, that agape love, giving without expectation, is the true fulfillment that most of us are searching for in Phileo love. We think that by giving, we'll receive something, when in fact, it's through the act of giving that we receive. It feels so good to give. And this transcends just relationships. This goes into the bedroom. If you want to have better sex, more intimacy, focus on the other person. If you want to have a better team, a better business, focus on your client. Focus on your employees, the people you're delegating things to. Focus on making them the master at their craft, helping them find their purpose. When you focus out in this way, this agape love, this giving love, focusing out, we find this paradox of life, this almost contradiction, where our logical mind thinks that if we just give away, then we're not going to have anything. When in fact, it's the very act of giving, the self-sacrifice, the giving of our love that we receive from some higher place that isn't ours to begin with. It's not something we created. It's something we choose to embody. We choose to embrace. We choose to let flow through us. In other words, I would call it let go and let God. Let God move through you. Let that love flow through you. Now, the thing is about this is all cool in theory because there's transactional love. I get it, Q. It's almost like a victimhood kind of mentality, like reciprocal love. And then there's agape love where I'm just giving. Well, how do I actually get to a point where I can feel like I can give? Maybe I'm burnt out. Maybe I feel empty. Maybe I feel frustrated. And trust me, we've all been there. We've all felt the resistance and the resentment that comes from living out of Phileo love, transactional, waiting for something to return to us, waiting for our debt to be paid, right? So if you're in that state, if you're in a place where you're not choosing agape love, you're not choosing to give, and you're not feeling God move through you and that love just flowing, don't worry. Trust me, this is 99% of men are feeling that way. And if they're not right now, they're going to in a few moments or a few hours or a few days. So pump the brakes. You're human. It's natural to feel this way. We live in a world where reciprocal love, conditional love is the MO. So if you find yourself here, which 99% of you are feeling, I invite you to do two things. Number one, I want you to ask yourself, what would it look like to give, not needing anything in return? What would it look like to give, and how would it feel to give if I wasn't expecting anything? What do I have to give? Even at my wit's end, even at my rock bottom, what do I have to give right now? What can I still give? What can I reach down, dig deep, and give of myself? Maybe it's something as simple as picking up trash on the street, picking up a simple little speck of paper that you find, or a wrapper, and just throw it in the trash. Just give in some way. What can you dig up? It doesn't have to be a huge mission trip or a massive donation or all of your time devoted to a friend on the phone for an hour. You can just pick up the phone and text a friend. Hey man, I love you. Hey bro, I got you. Hey honey, I love you, and this is why. It can be so simple. But I want you to challenge yourself today. Even if you feel that resentment, that frustration, that burnout, dig a little deeper, because I know you have it in you. Dig a little deeper. Slow your breath. Ground your body and see, what would it be like for me to give and expect nothing in return? Watch your day and your mind shift. Tool number two, practice number two, find time to fill your cup. And this does not need to be an active process. You don't have to go out and get a pedicure or go spend a bunch of money and buy a bunch of clothes. It doesn't have to be an active thing. In fact, I argue it's a passive thing. Reconnecting to God's love, reconnecting to the love that can flow through you at any moment requires time, pausing, and it requires patience. Most of all, it requires your surrender as a man. Many men, we struggle to pause, to slow down, to step away, to go for a walk, to clear our mind, to step out into nature, to connect with our body, to slow things down and connect with the fact that there is love flowing through us. We just have to allow it. We just need to slow down enough to feel it. So if you haven't done that today yet, I invite you to take a 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, hour-long walk. Just take a moment, spend time in nature, spend time with God, and let that love flow through you so that you can pour your love out with the overflow of love that you feel. Fill that cup up and let it overflow and give. So I challenge you today, if you haven't already, get yourself out there, dig a little deeper, and then find some time with God and that love. Give to yourself so that you can give to others. I love you guys. If you're new to this channel and you found value in this, subscribe. This channel is brand new. I am really stoked to just be offering free value, free insights that I have found work wonders with myself, as well as the clients that I work with, the men's groups I lead. And if you don't know me already, my name is Q Williams. I'm a men's coach and emotional intelligence leader, helping men embody more confidence from the boardroom to the bedroom in all arenas of life. I'm a former two-sport college athlete. I have 7 years of coaching experience working with high performers at the levels of the NFL to the NCAA to Fortune 500 companies, helping men level up as leaders and embody emotional intelligence. So if you're looking for more of that, hit the follow button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I can't wait to see you next time. Peace.